Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are gonna go and have a look at the coastal here just before the game is coming out in June, so that you guys have an idea of what's to come. Okay, so I don't know if you can hear it, but I am still a little bit sick, so we're gonna go through this and have some interesting times here with the coastal. So the coastal is one that has been in the game for a very long time. So we played with this in the previous open beta a lot. Definitely a fun one. You have a lot of really cool units in the support tab, for example. And we're gonna just start from scratch though. So in the recon tab, we have quite a bit. So we have the Morskaya Resvetka, 5-man team. Decent recon actually. It's actually not that bad. With 2 RPKs and 3 RPG 27s, which is actually pretty dang good. 650 mil heat pen. You don't get good range though, so keep that in mind. But it's a 5-man recon unit, very fast, quite stealthy. It's definitely something I see people using on the front line quite a bit, so keep that in mind. Then we have the PDSS. Now the unit card looks awesome. Oh, excuse me, jeez. But this is a 4-man recon team, exceptional stealth, and has the 40mm grenade launcher that it comes with stock. Okay, it does not have any anti-tank, but you can make it fully anti-infantry though, with the DP64, which is a grenade launcher. It's absolutely insane. I have actually not used these against infantry, but yeah, the fun thing is these guys are very stealthy. They can be airdropped. They're just goofy to use with the grenade launchers. And look at the unit model as well. You see the flippers there. That's really cool. Then we have Spetsnaz VMF. It's a 6-man squad, really powerful. They have the bullpup, they have the grenade launcher, they have the PKP bullpup as well, which is insane, and they have the SVU AS, so this is the MR in this case. So that's what they come with stock, so that's an assault loadout. You can also make them a fire support loadout, which gives them an SVD and a KSVK. So they have a lot more range and more firepower in this case, which honestly is what I would go for if I go for Spetsnaz VMF, because these will either be on the front line supporting, not like fully on the front line as your main line infantry, or they will be on the flanks trying to spot, because they do have laser designation, and with the sniper rifle they can also take out artillery if they need to. Now we have a couple of recon vehicles, the 1V14 Machina S. I've never used this before. I mean, just has good optics, 2000 can be upgraded to 2400, but it can also laser designate, so that's cool. Now BRM2, really fun vehicle to have as a recon, that's for sure. It's very flexible. You can up armor it and give it smoke launchers. You can give it better optics, which actually makes it decent with 2k range. And you can upgrade the weapons from the KPVT to the Cord HMG and AG, so the grenade launcher, or you give it the autocannon, the 23mm and grenade launcher. Last but not least, BTR-90, also really good. This is what I usually have in the specialization. Up armored, and stock it already comes with pretty good loadout. So 30mm autocannon and the Conquer's M, which is direct attack. You can give it the Rostock turret, which gives you the grenade launcher. You can go for the Bachcha turrets, I don't know if I pronounced that right, which gives you 100mm now. So the same one on the BMP3. And you get Arcan ATGMs, which are really decent. And you still have the 30mm. Or you get the Barajak turret, which gives you Cornets and the grenade launcher, the 30mm grenade launcher. So it's a pretty interesting recon unit. It cannot laser designate. That's not something you can do with this guy, but yeah, it might be a good fire support, or like a unit to move in with your tanks. So in the infantry tab, not that much, but we do have really good infantry. So the Czerny Beretti, it was basically the best infantry unit in the game in the previous open beta, in my opinion. Maybe Marine Raiders, CQC would actually stand a good chance, etc. But these guys were just absolutely insane. Because they're fast, it's a 14-man squad. They just have good weapons as well. It's crazy. So they come stock with the RPG-27. Or you can get the RBG-28. That is the main difference here. So 400 range, 650 pen, or you go up to 900 pen with heat. Now, just to look at, yeah, these can also be destroyed by APS. And I'm gonna show you guys soon a unit that cannot be destroyed. Like the rocket cannot be intercepted by APS. We're gonna look at that at the end here. But we also have Metis team. So this is a Gornostreliki with the medium range ATGMs. Really nice to have, 800 meters. Decent penetration on these as well. Not fast, of course, but really fun to use. Definitely a good medium range ATGM unit. And besides that, they have SVDs. So they can definitely hold their own against infantry. Morskaya Peotas, also another line infantry they can have. It's a 7-man squad once again. RPK and RPG 27, so nothing too crazy, but definitely decent as a, you know, support unit of the Czerny Beretti. Dedicated ATGMs with either the base Conkers with 650 heat, or Conkers M with 750 heat and better range as well. Actually, the range does not change at all, so the penetration does change. And then a unit that people really sleep on, the SPG-9. This is really, really good to use. You get 2 of these in this squad. So one of them is more against vehicles, the other one is more against, you know, infantry and softer targets. But it's really, really good. These will delete infantry as well. Now in the vehicle tab, we have a lot of units actually. Now we have the Rapira, the 100mm. And if you play Warno or any other like RTS game that might be out right now, you might know some of these units. So this is an anti-tank gun that can also fire ATGMs. So it fires an AP shell that does quite a bit of damage actually, 520 mil. You have the heat, 400mm heat pen with this, or you have high explosives. Now you can up armor it if you want. It just increases the side armor, not really worth it. But the weapon you can upgrade. You can make it an anti-air. You can give it an autocannon and grenade launcher for fire support against infantry. Or you can give it ATGMs and the autocannon. So you can basically turn this thing into like... It's really kind of funny. You can do anything with this thing. Honestly, I would just put 57s on it and just put it around. Or just get the Rapier AT and just keep it in ambush positions. Or if you really want to go crazy, you just want to go full mechanized and like coastal mechanized. Yeah, I mean, you might as well just get this then. So the BMP-3F, really fun to use. You can put jammer on this, so 30% jamming, which is really nice. Now the default is already good. You have 100 mil, 30 mil, and 3 PKTs. And the main cannon does have the ATGM with 600 mil heat. Or you get the Sodema, which gives you the better ATGM. So let's see if we can compare this easily here. Yes, so the Sodema is on the right. So the upgraded is on the right. So you get 100 meters more range and 150 more heat penetration. Then we have a dedicated ATGM vehicle. So the Conkers come stock with 5 Conkers ATGMs. No, 15 in total. Damn. So this one is the heat 750 heat, and this one is more for lighter vehicles or infantry, 135 millimeters. So you have 15 ATGMs in total. Or you can upgrade it to the Cornet, which just gives you much better ATGMs, but you have only 8, which might honestly be better here in this case. And besides that, you do get the grenade launcher as well. So if there's recon infantry nearby, you can delete them. BT-3F, this was one of my main transports because it has 14 carry capacity. It's actually quite nice for that reason. You can up armor it if you want some better survivability for 10 points extra. Instead of a PKT, you can get a cord or even an autocannon on it. I usually just did this, so I would have better armor and a cord HMG. Now BTR-80 can also be used as transport, 8-man carry capacity on this bad boy. Armor can be upgraded quite a bit actually, about more than doubled in some cases. And instead of a KPVT, you can put a 30mm autocannon or the 30mm and a grenade launcher. That's pretty good. Now PT-76 is a light, a light tank from basically Cold War era, even maybe a little bit earlier. It's pretty, it's just a funky unit to have. You can up armor it, but it's not really going to survive much. It's fire support, okay? It's fire support. So either default 76, you can put a 30 on it and a grenade launcher, or you can put the 57 mil on it. I would probably go for this, so I can support my infantry with this. This could be really fun to use, actually. I've kind of overlooked this unit. Last but not least, T80BV. This is your main and only tank. You can upgrade its armor fully to the 750 and 1200 millimeter kinetic and heat protection. You do have 80 gems. You have the Invar, which is quite fast and good damage on that thing as well. And that is all you can do. The main pen values are not that bad. So 750 heat, 425 kinetic. So you might need a couple of these. Now in the support, we have some artillery. We start with a Gostika. This is your regular howitzer that you can get. So either the main Gostika loadout or the Hosta loadout, which gives you laser guided shells. It does decrease your range though from 3200 for your HE and smoke to 3000. So keep that in mind when you go for that. So it really depends what you use this for. If you mainly use smoke, might as well just get the regular Gostika. If you like the laser designated or laser guided rounds, the Hosta will be better for you. Now the Nonus, this is what I mainly use for smoke. So you can give it 18 HE, 9 smoke, and 3 of the heat. In case there is a vehicle nearby. Actually 600 mil damage, is kind of nuts. Or you get the HE wrap, which gives you less HE, but you get 6 laser guided rounds. And your range does increase for the HE as well, so that's actually a worthy upgrade. Now the Magnolia, besides being a name for a flower, you also have the artillery that you got to play against in one of the demo campaign missions. You get the high explosive rounds, which can be fired at, if I'm correct, some of these could be fired at helicopters too. That was kind of funny. In the campaign at least they could. Oh no, that's the different one, never mind, that's the barrack. But yeah, you also have this artillery piece, 120mm mortar. Caught myself there. 120mm mortar, decent range, also laser guided. Now for artillery, you also have ballistic missiles in this case. So you either have 2 Iskander M's with 8 km range, 200 heat, but it's basically a giant explosion that is gonna wreck stuff. You can get 2 cruise missiles, which fly low. They are also interceptable, and so are the Iskanders. Or you get 4 cruise missiles, which is what I would get probably, and just get as many Iskanders as you can. Or these are insane per launcher. It's really, really good, but very expensive as well. The ballistics, I haven't really used these that often, but I am kind of turning into a fan because they just look nice. So we'll see how that goes. Now the barrack is the one that can also shoot at helicopters. So you either have the Spag version, which is a 130mm version, which can fire at helicopters, which is really funny. You have the regular howitzer version, so giving you high explosives, or you get mixed. So you have regular ones and ones that can fire at helicopters, which is probably something I would do if I were to get this guy. But really for anti-air, you want a dedicated platform. So we have the Tor, which is one of my favorite anti-air units, just because it looks cool with how it launches it. So we have the Tor M2DT, decent range on both helis, aircraft, and cruise missiles, or incoming ballistics. But if you upgrade it, you get more range, 200 meters on low altitude and 100 on the high altitude. Also increase your damage a little bit, so that's nice. But it does make it very expensive, 250 points. And in the you know, in this game where seed is very powerful and stuff, you know, that might be a little bit too much. Now in terms of supplies, you have a giant supply truck here, 30,000 carry capacity on this bad boy. It's absolutely insane. So if you do want some lighter trucks, you're gonna have to combine it with something that does have it, so maybe motorized. Now in terms of long range AA, you have the S350, really good to use. It can fire 2 missiles per target and multi-target, so it can fire 3 different targets at once. And if you get the upgrade, you get 400 meters more range. And yeah, it turns into a really good anti-air unit. This is probably one of the best anti-air units in the game. Then we have the ZSU, so we have an actual Spag in this case. With the base Credo station upgrade, it's non-radar, 1300 meters range, so it cannot intercept cruise missiles now. With radar, it can intercept cruise missiles, and you can get the Iglas as well. So you kind of do need the radar, otherwise it just cannot protect the S-350s against seed missiles. So you're gonna have to go for that, honestly. But I wouldn't get the Iglas. Now helicopters, we have the Ka-29. Really fun helicopter to look at, but also quite useful. So either rockets, ATGMs, so Kokons or Attackers. And the main difference between them is really the damage, if we just compare them. Attackers on the left do 950 damage versus 750, and they also have 200 meters more range. So it's a very, very, very big difference, actually. On the inner pylons, you can put the gun pods, which melt helicopters, by the way. Definitely try to use these. Or you can put more rockets, but I would just put gun pods. And on the hull, you can put autocannon. 30mm autocannon. But in my opinion, this is the best way to use this. Just put gun pods on it. Now the K-52 Catran can do a lot of things. On the outer pylons, you can put rockets. You can put 2 seed missiles with decent range, 3,500 meters. Really not bad at all. And you have 2 of these each. Very fast missiles as well. You can put 12 Attackers and 8 Hermes. Now I haven't used these Hermes a lot, but they're top attack with 1,000mm heat pen. Which is just absolutely nuts. Okay, I don't know if I've used these before, but it's quite an intense penetration value for that. Or you can put cruise missiles on this thing. I wish you could put seed and cruise missiles, but that would be absolutely overpowered, of course. But yeah, this sounds really cool. So either put cruise missiles on them or seed missiles on them and just make it a full-on support unit. Or what I would probably do is just put the attackers on this thing, because I need my anti-tank capabilities, you know. Yeah, just put the Hermes on this thing. That's probably what I would do. And last but not least, we have the Mi-38. This is both a transport and a supply heli. So 30-seater with 7,000 heavyweight carry capacity. It's not that bad at all. Now in the air tab, we have quite a bit. So we have a low-flying AN-72P. This thing is really good if you want to just drop infantry in and kind of be at low risk of being intercepted by AA at a very far distance. You can put rockets on this thing even. And gun pods, which is absolutely insane. I would really not bother with that. But it's a pretty good airplane if you want to just drop in supplies kind of close to the front line. Or, you know, drop in infantry. Kind of danger close as well. MiG-29K, really beautiful and fun plane to look at as well and to play with. On the outer pylons, we have the R-73s. So the close range fire and forget. R-77, so medium to long range. Or you can get a combination. Middle pylons, basically the same thing, or you get cruise missiles on this thing, which is very interesting. And on the inner pylons, you can either get fuel, you can get the R-27 ERs, which are decent range, you know, medium range, but semi-active, so you need to stay on target. You get infrared, which are fire and forget, short to mid-range, 3K. Or you get more cruise missiles. So now you have 4 cruise missiles on this thing, which is pretty dang funny. Okay, so it does diminish its air-to-air capabilities, but now you have 4 cruise missiles. That's pretty cool. I wouldn't use it for that, to be honest. I would just use the Tu-142 for my cruise missiles, but that is a really cheap plane for some cruise missiles. So we have the Su-33. This is kind of your main, well, you can make it anything you want, but it's mainly a bomber, to be fair. On the outer pylons, you can put some short-range AA, some bombs, ECM pods, or a combination of bombs and ECM pods, or anti-air, or air-to-air and ECM pods, but this is probably what I would do. Middle pylons, you can put more air-to-air missiles, you can put rocket pods, which is kind of cool, or you can put some big bombs here, so Fab 500s, which are definitely what I would go for. And inner pylons, I would probably go for the same thing there. And on the fuselage, just load this thing up with bombs, dude. We have 8 500-kilogram bombs. That is what I would do. That's your big bomber right there. Now, as for the Tu-142, I always load this thing up with cruise missiles. Now, there's a difference, though. You only have 8 of these. So if you really want to make, like, cruise missile your main thing, you might want to get both. Now, besides that, you can also put one big 300 kilogram bomb, two or six 1500 kilogram bombs, or 32 250 kilogram bombs. It's actually not that expensive for 8 cruise missiles. That's pretty dang good. So then we have the Tu-22. Now this thing can be loaded with quite a lot of things. So either gravity bombs, so 18 Fab 250s, or the cluster variants, or two big cruise missiles, the KH-32s. On the fuselage, just dumb bombs, and on the bomb bay, you can also put a cruise missile, or a bunch of bombs, including 8 smart bombs. So these can be laser guided, and they're CAPT 1500s. Yeah, it's absolutely insane. If you really want to go crazy though, you have the Fab 3000s as well. But what I would go for is, I mean, I want to see a lot of things blow up, but this makes it a bit cheaper. So Yak-38M, this is your close air support plane. Either pylons, you can put air to air, but what is really useful on this plane is that you can put a couple of bombs. This is really small wingspan too. That is impressive. So 250 kilogram bombs, incendiary as well, rockets, 8 smaller bombs, or you can put actual 500 kilogram thermobarics or 250 kilogram cluster bombs on this thing. And basically the same for the inner pylon, so it's quite an interesting plane to use. And very cheap as well, so if you really want to make like a cheap close air support plane, you can do something like this. So if I were to fight, I would probably use this against infantry. So something like this, you know? Or like thermobarics. Yeah, like 200 points for 2 thermobarics and 2 high explosives. That is pretty dang good. You will definitely clap whatever you're hitting. But yeah, so we wanted to look at the infantry with RPGs that cannot be intercepted, and I made one in the Mech Moto deck. I need to kind of figure out which one it was again. Oh yeah, it's these guys. So with the motorized, you get the Defersantes, which get the RPG 30s, and the RPG 30s cannot be intercepted by APS, whereas, for example, the RPG 28 can be. So use the crap out of this unit, please. This is going to be insane. But that was it for the coastal. I am going to go through the remaining 2, which is the VDV Brigade and the Guard Tank. These are going to be really fun to look at. And then we're going to do some combination videos as well. But hopefully you enjoyed. If it was very interesting for you and also kind of, hypes you up for the game, please do let me know. And I'll see you guys back in the next one.